Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversations. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Hello, hello, hello. I have a question for you. Have you ever felt completely lost? You know, seeking purposeful direction that could and should propel your mission within your divine journey to that next level, but still it hasn't happened. Well, my name is Lauren Michaels Harris, and I'm the founder of P3, the Journey Series. People come to me because they're wounded. Many are scared, and even there are those who are bruised simply because they feel that they are increasingly, for whatever reason, losing their ability to dream. Now, this P3 program is not for a person who's just looking to start a business, no, but rather for those of you out there who have been on your journey and you've been navigating within your divine purpose, but you still desire to elevate to that level that you have not reached yet. If this is appealing, if this describes you, then I want to have a chat with you. I want to hear your story. So use the link below to get registered for your free seat at P3, the Journey Series. And let's get started, one story at a time. I'll see you inside. Click the link. Oh, I look a bit disheveled. Okay, Melanie Whittaker, I see you backstage. I see two of you. Uh-oh, she got two of them. I'm getting rid of one of them. This one got to go. Okay, kick that guest out. I see you. Wave, Melanie. I want to make, yep, I got the right one because one was frozen. We don't want that. There's enough frozen people in Chicago right now. Yesterday morning, this time, it's better today. When I went to the health club, it was 5 below zero. Right? So anyway, today it's a little nicer. Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm Dr. Lauren. I was a little disheveled because I had to run and get some stuff. I slept in today because I have to go to the gym every other day now because I am on the Metabolic Balance Challenge. Here is today's healthy metabolic breakfast. You know, a couple months ago, I would have been like, quit playing. Where is my bacon? For real. Quit playing. Where's my bacon? No, for real. Where the hell is, that's how it would have gone down, hangry. But today, I'm leaning towards raw vegetables. I don't even like cooking them anymore. They taste better raw. I don't know what's happening, but I like it. So I have some almonds and some seeds, some sunflower seeds. I have some mango for my fruit, and I've chosen today some summer squash and some cucumber for my, and I have my MCT oil in my 1 cup of coffee. Girl. Oh, stop it. Channeling RuPaul, I got this for Valentine's Day, the RuPaul coaster. And girl, if you don't quit playing with me. Anyway, so that's that. And look, I love gifts. I act like I don't, but I do. That, can you see it in the corner back there by the lamp? That's a purple robe. One of my viewers sent that 2 years ago. It is my favorite. It's monogram. They got something with monograms. I like it. See, I think if you're humble, you don't monogram your own stuff. You let people do it for you. Yeah, that sounded good. Okay, so look what I got. Remember last month, this lady, I'm trying to get Clarice Mickey Johnson. Oh, you can't see it. She was on. She's Creative Crochet by Clarice Johnson, but her friends call her Mickey, and I'm now a friend. She sent me, wait a minute. Okay, put all that over there. Are you ready? It's on my page. Look, I have a crocheted hoodie, and it's got bling, and it is just, can you see? And it's, I have monogram on my sleeve. That's my logo, and my logo is on the back. And look on my page. It fits like a glove. I don't know how she did it, because she's good like that. My husband wants one now. So now they're going to get on a call over the weekend to get one ordered. Guess what everybody in our family is getting for Christmas next year? One of those. Thank you, Clarice Mickey Johnson. I just love. Look on my page. I opened it. I did the reveal. That's only the third time that I've opened something live. I did the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award, which I nearly fainted. Okay. Verklempt. That's my husband's word. Ooh, I'm verklempt. I was like, for who? But now I use it all the time. And then I opened something. Wasn't too long ago. What was that, you guys? My when I got syndicated, my Bathrobe Moments LED thing. That was a big one. And now this. Keep it rolling, abundance. Keep it coming in, increase. Keep rolling in the blessings. This is the year of the outpouring. This is the year of the outpouring. And we're going to outpour some stuff today. This is serendipity. This is divine timing, because tonight at 7 o'clock, and wait till I tell you about this. Tonight at 7 o'clock starts our new 4-part series every Wednesday. We've got, I think, 70-some people signed up for it. And it's all about PR. And today's guest is all about PR, but I love it because it's not exactly like tonight, because she's in Spain. So I'm going to talk about PR outside of the USA. How important is it? Because, I just realized my PR firm, all my PR's here. Hey, what's the big idea, Shardev? I'm going to ask that tonight, you best believe. Melanie, you got any room for one more on that love boat? Because I might be getting aboard. Well, we're going to talk about that today, though, because a lot of us don't know when, how, why we should do the PR thing. And it has nothing to do with, look at me. Well, maybe a little. Marsha. ADHD on the roll this morning, y'all. It's like they're flying all around in there. Slow down. But seriously, I believe this. I have heard it since the beginning, because you know how my career in this healing world began. Well, outside of my origin story, it happened the first time I told my story of having had 22 moms. Very first time, it ended up being the Goalcast video, which now has over 60 million views. And ever since then, all these things, the covers and the PR and all of that, I'll tell you why God told me it was important. It was important because the world is going to find you, and they're going to come walking through your door through the eyes of stargazers, because they're stopping because that stuff makes them think you have what they want. But we all know that ain't it at all. We want them to leave with what they need. So they come in as stargazers. You best believe when they walk out, they leaving as trailblazers. How you like that, right? We're giving them something to uplift them. We're giving them something that they need, not necessarily what they want. And today's guest is going to talk about how she does that. Melanie Whittaker. She looks like a little rebel. All this kind of stuff, that wild hair, you know, all those colors and stuff. So I believe she can get along and get in the door where most of us can't. She's got that grit. She's got it. And so she's never been here before. So what are we going to do? You guys know, first timers. She's got her entourage and everybody out there. I think they came in a tour bus. Right. So Melanie Whittaker is on her way in. Put some hearts on the screen. Boom, 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 boom. Fly them up. 692 of you watching right now. Let's hit 1,000. Can we? Of course we can. Everybody share this out right now. One person is all we need. Each person. Hey, JB fellow tuber from the Philippines. How are you? Sherry McQueen, Robert Brooker from Canada, Sherry McQueen from Michigan, and the rest of you. I'll get to you. Don't worry. Put some hearts on the screen. Our girl's on the way in. Melanie? Oh, I thought your phone was turned this way.
I don't know what to do. I'm not a tech wizard. I really don't know what to do.
I'm doing this there. There, that's better because
okay.
I mean, I'm not trying to upstage people, but sometimes, you know, with all this, you can't help it. But I'm just kidding. That ain't my goal. I'm kidding. I'm 62. I need my moments every now and then. What about that hoodie?
It's very nice. I would like one of those. I, of course, would want it in pink.
Of course. One of my clients saw her on the show and ordered a purple one. And so she should be getting that too. Hi, Jan. But I have mine. So Melanie, let's start like this. I'm going to leave for about 60 seconds. And I love for the guests to kick off the show with what they woke up with today. What was on your spirit? What time is it over there in Spain, by the way? Right now.
Well, I'm on a Spanish island, but we're on UK time zone. So it's 2:15 in the afternoon, obviously.
Like the one Madonna sang about, Bonita?
It's just off the coast of Africa. It's beautiful. Yeah, it'd be similar to you guys going to Mexico.
No, it would be like us in Chicago going to paradise. I'm like, are you kidding? It's 5 below. Oh, I'm so jealous. But listen, kick us off, won't you, please? What did you wake up? What was on your heart today? A little bit about why you do this work you do and how you ease suffering in the world by doing it. So I'm going to go. I'll be back in about a minute. Take it away, Melanie. All you.
Thank you, Dr. Lauren. Well, for me, what's on my heart, and I would say what's on my heart every single day is what you hear it a lot. It does sound a little bit cliche, but the more that you're in business, it applies. And that is, I always think, how can I serve? How can I serve the clients that I've got now? How can I put out value to the ones that potential clients are always circling around? So how can I put out value to someone who's pulling their hair out thinking, I need some assistance with my marketing and I'm fed up and I want to do different things, but I don't know what? How can I add value? Instead of what can I get? What can I add? And I get super excited because one of my clients has just finished filming in England on a major English TV channel. She just sent me a message right now to say it's all complete and it'll be going out live tonight, their time. So I just get excited. I get excited doing what I do because I know it's changing people's lives, and that's why I do it. I enjoy it, so that's half the battle, but I do it because it gives value.
You guys, real quick, beautiful, Melanie, beautiful, and we got a lot to go through, but before we do, you all know who's here. Charles Maddox is back from Costa Rica, back in Florida. And if I'd have known, I would not have worn this plunging neckline because I know what it does to him. So I'm just going to do that. Everybody has to pay because Charles, matter of fact, I better do this. Anybody got a beekeeper suit? I'll put that on. That's the only thing that makes him back off. Sorry, Charles. If you knew the relationship, we used to do a show together. And we're bringing it back.
Okay.
Bathrobe Moments After Dark. We're bringing it back. That's my boy. That's he's a celebrated movie director, docu-series director. And he's in that Bob Marley family. That's his uncle.
Well, you'll have to introduce us because me being a PR person, I like to meet new people all the time.
Oh my God, Charles is brilliant. Emmy Award winning. Brilliant.
Then we need to talk, Charles.
See? He says you have a lot. Chewing on my cud. I'm not falling, not biting. Melanie, how long? Okay, first of all, let's go here. Does anyone say look at little cute Melanie. How old is she? She's 5. Melanie, and what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a PR guru. Does anyone say they want to be a PR person when they grow up? I never heard anybody tell me that. Right. At what age do you start realizing that PR is a thing?
Well, it's been my journey is so not what anyone else would tell you in the PR world. Number one, I'm self-taught. I booked a one-way flight to leave England to come and live in the sun. And I was like, I don't care what I do. I just want to be happy. So I left corporate. I left being a secretary. And I went to be front of house for restaurants and I loved it. I woke up to sun every day. I was chatting with people. I was around Spanish who were all happy and life is wonderful. And then the transition was the world went nuts in 2020 and tourists were taken away from us.
It did?
And at first I thought, so they stopped tourists. They stopped tourists coming. So we didn't have them for 6 months. And I had to grow some even bigger kahunas. And I had to be like, okay, I'm a foreigner in a foreign country. What am I going to do? And I was like, come on, girl, you've got it going on. So I went onto social media and I like social media. And I could see quite a few people struggling with that. So I was helping them with it. And I was thinking, I think I might be a social media manager. Life had other plans, and I was in touch with a lot of coaches online because I always like coaches. I'm in their world. And a coach just reached out to me and she said, I see you every day just promoting the restaurant you're working at. And I love your energy. I love how you show up. And guess what? I'm going to start having retreats. She lives in her venue, beautiful place in Scotland. And she said, I'm going to host many retreats throughout the year and I want you to PR me. So here I am. And that was said to me 3 years ago.
Wow. And you absolutely love it because it is glowing all around you. It really is. Charles hit it on the head when he said she has a lot of energy. And that is important, especially with getting people, getting in the door so that the people, because, it's one of those conundrums. I remember back when I was a musician, it was like, okay, I need an agent now. Or when I was trying to get into AFTRA, as a voiceover artist. Well, sorry, you have to be, you can't audition for this unless you have an AFTRA card. You can't have an AFTRA card unless you've done some union work. You can't do any union work if you don't, you need, and it's like a big circle. So a lot of it is getting your foot in the door, right? So let me ask you this. Let's start here because I'm known for asking questions that you've never been asked. So I want you to go here first. One thing with my clients, because I work with some high achievers, and a lot of them especially that I'm in television, first thing I look at is I do what I call an SEO inventory. And I go and I see what they're looking like out there in the great book of the world, which is Google. How are you? Because that's not, I don't go by websites and bios and stuff, because it's just like back in the resume days. If I was going to an interview on Monday to clean toilets, I could come up with a resume on Saturday that made it sound like I invented the toilet. You see what I'm saying? So, but with SEO, right. First I chipped it out. I tried porcelain. Then I went, so, but with SEO, it's really the imprint of your work, not what you decided, how you landed there. But I go to the images. And when I click on the image, one thing I do not like to see is, let's say it's you and you love pink, and every picture up there is the same picture. Every show you were on, all the times you were in the press, you were in that same outfit. Let's start there. Because, or this, nowadays people can get away with it more. And I'm talking about when you're on a show like this and someone needs a headshot and people are sending, you can use one from your phone, but at least make it look, don't have Aunt Renee in the background washing dishes. And there you are, and you see her back there going, and you submit it. Talk about what's the baseline? If you're going to be in the press or you're going to seek some PR, what is the minimum you should have in hand as far as photos, categories of photos? Now, is it from JCPenney, Sears? What kind of stuff do they need? Take it away.
Yeah, I'm so glad you've asked this question, because it's number one priority if I'm going to onboard a client.
Thank you.
Someone can be really enthusiastic. They can have all the experience and the credentials and, real good whack behind them. Mm-hmm. But the first thing I do is I do what anyone does. Everybody's doing due diligence, right? So I go check out their website and I go check out their social media. Now, they could be on a call with me going, I really want to do it. Let's get it rolling. If I see there's a discrepancy with how the website looks, is the website giving the message that they're telling me? Is their social media selling me on them? Because here's the thing, and I want you all to listen to this now, right? Uh-oh. When people come across you, 99% of the people that will find you online don't know you. So everyone else knows you, your friends know you, maybe you've got a Facebook group going, whatever the thing is, right? And you know that these people know you inside out, but they know you. What you need to do, and when PR is done correctly, is it's selling you to the strangers, because that's what PR is. PR is literally sending you off like a rocket into the big wide world to a load of people that don't know you from, anyone. And now they're like, oh, so now they can see you. But here's the thing, the pictures, the videos, the content, all has to add up to who the message is. So if you're telling me this on a Zoom call and going, let's work together, yeah, I want to do blah, blah, blah. If the website doesn't match, if the social media doesn't match, then what I say to them is, you need to go and make this match. And when it matches, then we'll start. But right now, and let me tell you why I say that. Mm-hmm. This isn't me being bullshit, and this isn't me being horrible and trying to up them or anything. It's nothing to do with that. If you listen to a podcast interview and you're listening to that person speak and you're like, oh, I really like this person. I like the way they talk. I like what they're saying. Maybe you like their life experience, whatever, right? You then are going to go and check out their website. If you go to their website and it doesn't add up to this wonderful podcast interview you just listened to, you're going to go, is that the same person? Mm-hmm. And I'm not meaning by how they look. I'm meaning they were saying this, but now their website says this. So what's going on? There's confusion. And when people are confused, they're not going to hang around and go, can you explain that? They've gone to the competition that's broken it down, made it simple. And they're going, I'm going to work with that person because I know what they're doing.
Even things like, and I wrote it down. Your stories must match. And even like I've had that happen when I'm doing pre-interview, digging on somebody, and I'm just about there. And then I go, And they told me, oh, I'm not on Facebook because I like to tag them on there. So I like to be friends with them. But then they'll say, oh, no, send everything to LinkedIn. That's my major place. I go, okay, fine. I'll acquiesce. And then I go over there and everything from above the fold. Okay. And you know about above the fold. It's everything we see before we start scrolling. The most important stuff. All of their stuff underneath their name. And you go down to the about section. It's from 4 years ago when they're still in corporate. I didn't know. They made me think they're doing this full time. It's what I do. It's all I do. And then everything there is about, they work at Benson Plastics. You know, I'm like, wait a minute. And that's what happens. I go, do I even know this person? Have I been duped? Now I have an air of suspicion. An eyebrow goes up and I'm like, wait a minute. Because I've actually had some people on the show where count them in straight up lies. And you know, I got to call them out on it, right? So she's absolutely right, you guys. Let's go here. So do the stories match. Number one was get your photos right? And you don't have to go have some big famous photographer and stuff. You can get somebody, these kids with these great iPhone 16 Maxes and stuff to get a decent looking headshot, right? And practice some variety with your smiles. Not always that same.
Oh, yeah.
Or none of this. Somebody sent me one of those for a headshot. I was like, girl, if you don't get out of here with that photo booth, okay? Now, let's talk about this. Have you ever heard this term when they say people believe their own press?
Yeah.
Like people that think they're bigger than they are. Well, excuse me. I don't need somebody telling me. I bet you've been told off once or twice when you told a person they weren't quite ready for you. And they were like, excuse me? Who you think you
it didn't go well.
Girl,
it didn't go well.
So talk about that. And you know what? I used to laugh and think it was just on American Idol. You know, those people afterwards. I don't care what Simon say. I know I can sing. And I am telling you. Right. Can't carry a note in the bucket. But in their world, they the next Whitney Houston. Talk about that. What is that? What is it?
It's delusion. At the end of the day, it's what I just said at the beginning of this conversation. Most of the people that are going to discover you, whether they discover you on your website or they discover you on your social media, they don't know you. So what, you know, this is the thing that holds people back a lot, especially women, because I work with women. They'll be like, oh, I feel like I'm repeating myself with every post I'm putting out, or I feel like I'm just talking the same old schmack. And I say to them, the algorithm is not going to show every single post that you put out to everyone that follows you. And as a business owner, forget PR. Let's just look at marketing. Let's just forget PR. Your marketing is repetitive. And it's repetitive for a reason, because your message has to be the same. It has to be clear. It has to smack them in the face. Right? How many times? Let me give you an example. How many times do you scroll through on your feed, whatever app you're on, and you just know, maybe just by the aesthetic of it, it could be a graphic they've used, and I don't even have to see the account handle. I'm like, oh, this is such a body. And every single time I think this is such a body, it is, because they've chosen an aesthetic, they've chosen the message, and so they are repeating it, but in a different version every time they're talking. So yes, don't become wooden and don't become stiff and don't be like you're reading the news and this is the message. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, don't be afraid to repeat yourself, because how many times do you hear something and you know you've heard it probably 100 times before, but on this given day, just the situation you're in, something's happened, and all of a sudden, the thing you've heard 100 times that never meant anything to you, you hear it the 101st time, and you're like, oh, I never thought of it like that before. And that is what your marketing has to do.
I agree. Now, I believe you've already addressed this, but Charles is Charles. He says, with the world of social media being so strong,
who really needs a PR person? What's the benefit? Now, this is key to understand. Well, first of all, I believe you hit that off the rip when you said PR introduces you to your strangers.
Yes.
To the strangers, the people who don't know you.
Yeah, because this is what women say to me. You know, like I get a lot of women who want to hop on a call. They fit into one of two camps. They either know PR really well and they're like, great, let's get to work. I want to sell this, and I want everyone in the world to know about it, right? Then I have a woman who will come on and say exactly what's just been written there, which is, but I'm already doing social media and emails. Can't I just be successful off that? And here's what I say to them, because I never force anyone into anything. I don't do bullying, the big bro marketing or the shame. Don't do that. Don't do that. When they say that to me, I say this: you will have a very successful business. If you do your social media correctly, if you do your emails and you're out there working ethically and you've got a personality and you're attracting people, you're going to be successful. But here's the thing. When you add PR to that, your growth is quicker. So yes, you're going to get there, but you'll get there slower. Imagine the whole, I don't know if you've heard this in America, but where I'm from, my side of the world, we have the story of the tortoise and the hare. Okay. Oh, yeah. So it's very easy to be like, you know, everyone hears the word viral. I hate that word, and I'm not going to go into why. I just hate it because it's giving people false hope. People just want to create some reel, and all of a sudden they're low. Hate it. I hate it. So when I work with people, I set the scene. So I always say to them, just so we're clear, you are not going to blow up with PR in a month. You're also not going to blow up in 2 months, and you're not going to blow up in 3. It's going to compound, and literally most people are going to need a good 6 months, because here's what happens. You're being put out there on bigger platforms, and more people are going to come across you. More people are going to come to you. Like what you were saying at the beginning now, if the story doesn't match, all of a sudden it's like fishermen at sea with a big net. Boom, they want a big load of fish. But if the fish get in the net and they're like, this don't feel right, and they flop back in the sea, that is exactly what's going to happen to you if you are like, well, I want to go viral. I want to go big. I want to be the next big thing. But does it all add up? And so in answer to that question, I just want to say this. You can be successful without doing PR. There you go. I've said it. But it will take.
It will. Now, I'm going to chime in here because I have just, everything you said, I have just, and this is my 10th year in this work, okay? 9th year on television, the 10th year in this work. Now, I fortunately have had the same PR company since year number 4, okay? And they were new. I love connecting my wagon to businesses that are at the same level of startup that I am. And it has worked for me. Triple Nickel, first brand ambassador. Now they're in 900 cold stores. And they started I was wearing their stuff here on the show, right? Shardev Media, he's gone through 3 or 4 staffings since we first started together and finally found that formula that works. But I stuck with him because I loved what he stood for, and he got me. But you got to be patient. People, you got to be patient. And when exactly what Melanie said, and we're going to get to Charles's question, because he said, now this is good. I'm going to throw this up. He says he's hired many PR in the past. Well, first of all, that's part of the problem. If you ask me, get with somebody that you vibe with, and stick with them. Because every time you change, that's like changing husbands or wives. You know what I'm saying? No. Because I'm growing every day. And if somebody doesn't know me from when I was a sapling, how are they going to understand me when I'm an oak? Now, put that in there, okay? And the PR is changing. The world is changing. What I was doing pre-COVID is totally different than what I needed to do now. People need me more now, post-COVID, than they did before. So here's what I'm getting at, Melanie. First of all, I knew instinctively, because I cleaned up. I know the language of all of my primary, secondary, post-secondary social media platforms. I know on my what's that called? Your public figure one. That's just like a billboard place for me. I don't have a conversation in the comment section there with people. I do that on LinkedIn. I do that on my primary page of Facebook. That's where people see my food. They know my husband. They know our cats. They know our vacation. That isn't how it is in the other one. So I established what people expect so I don't let them down. You don't start a conversation and then crickets. They don't hear your ass because you forgot to go over there. And I knew I was not the kind of person, you got to post at 2:00 on Thursday, 1:44 on Wednesday, nothing on the weekends, holidays, get up in the middle of the night. Oh, no, not going to happen. So I had to be honest with myself. So what I can tell you is happening now with PR. First of all, I got signed by a speakers bureau a couple weeks ago because their client saw me in one of the things my PR put out, one of those magazine articles. They read about me and said, how come we don't know about him? Went there, I wasn't signed. And they said in their contract, if you ever find a speaker that's in a niche and we don't have them and you want them, plead your case. And if we agree, we will sign them and you can still have them. And that's what happened to me. So that was great. But here's what I've also started seeing. Then I'm going to tie it up. Is this. Don't just see, I never watch the views because that's just people. I don't need scrollers. It took me years to realize that's not my market. I need people who are willing to sit that ass down for 10 minutes or more. So that's YouTube and that is LinkedIn. So because I need, you know what I'm saying? I need them to be able to sit down and want to really do some work. So now I know to put my focus over there. And now what am I seeing? I'm seeing people coming in and following that I have no connection to. Or so I thought, because now it's out there. This is why people are doing it. People are talking. And when they come in, I have to know, I have to put something in place. Charles, how'd you find me? I'm interested. What road did you take to get to Dr. Lauren? You'll be shocked when you hear how they're really starting to find you. And that's how I knew the PR is working.
Dr. Lauren, I want to add something to what you've just said now, and this just warms my PR heart. So I never force my clients to do anything because energy is everything. Just because I like an app doesn't mean that you should be on it too, because if you don't like it, it will show in the way you write, in the way you do your videos. So I never force. Anyway, I happened to have a call with a client 2 weeks ago. And I was like, you're not on LinkedIn, are you? And she said, well, I'm on it, but I don't really use it. And I was like, I would like for you to try. I'm not forcing you. Can you just give it 1 week? But I need you to be on it, not just like one post and forget about it. So she did. And I just said, what I want you to have in mind is this, because she's an artist. I said, you need to come at it from a different angle. So instead of being of the energy, I need customers, right? Yes, you're going to display artwork, right? You're an artist. But she's so hot with her PR that I get her, that I said, I want you to use LinkedIn as a networking tool. I want you to go find journalists. I want you to find people in TV. I want you to find people in radio. And I want you to start finding them and just go and follow them. You've nothing to lose, right?
Yeah.
Guess what happened? Let me finish the story because this is exciting.
No, I already know where you're going, and you're right.
She had 39 followers when she started. 2 weeks have gone. She's got just over 300 followers. And she messaged me last Friday to say, Mel, you're not going to believe it. Such and such a channel, TV channel in England. She said, some producers just messaged me and said, we want to come round to your house and film you. And it's just happened today. Now, she could have had a closed mind and she could have said, no, I'm not doing it. And that would have been her prerogative. But what I want to say is have an open mind to things. Don't be so rigid. Don't be so closed. And you're spot on. People are using platforms like LinkedIn to really connect. Yes. People want connection.
Yeah. Now, can I give a hack? Seriously, because when I first started, I got a download, Maureen Flatley from Capitol Hill, Washington. I sat down, I opened up LinkedIn for the first time and started an account. And I heard the download for an hour straight, just sit there and connect. Because I didn't know who to reach out to or anything. But I started reading where they worked and stuff, and I learned, wait a minute. The first couple of weeks, I was talking to people that worked in the mailroom at Whirlpool. After I friended them, now I have access to the people that work the managers and stuff. So LinkedIn started sending them to me. People you should know. And I started saying, oh, they work at Whirlpool too. Next thing you know, I'm talking to the person who ended up hiring me. And that's how I became a vendor. They gave me a contract. Boom, 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 boom. 2 hours from world headquarters. I was going there all the time. Still do. So you're absolutely spot on with that. Now, the next thing too is to be consistent. Let's talk about that. When the stuff you put, those keywords and stuff that the algorithms pick up, well, that's how they know who to send you. And be patient. You have to be patient. When I started the television part, right? My goal was to get into groups and stuff on LinkedIn with showrunners and things like that because of my events and whatnot. And sure enough, after a couple years, Power We Symposium, who's sitting out in the audience in Atlanta for 5 hours, MTV. My event, the Next Impactor here in Chicago, Netflix, showrunners sitting out there at table. Who are those people with laptops out there? I'm like, they're saying, I don't know. We went and found out 3 tables, all people from Netflix. And who knows? No, I didn't end up with a Netflix movie or anything. But look, here we are 6 years later, and I just got syndicated. How do I know one of them didn't say over dinner, hey, there's this guy, right? So patient.
Exactly.
Be patient. And remember to check your front door. Outside your front door, picture your yard, your brand's yard, because my brand is a house. I live in this brand. Out front, I leave it snow driven because that way I can see the footprints. And if you only go by the views, check the footprints. Usually they're going left and right, cutting across your yard, headed somewhere else. They don't even know you live there. But the comments and the secondary things, the emojis, the shares, those are people who knocked on your door, who stopped what they were doing and said something you're doing resonates with me. And that's where I focus. Yeah. Talk about that. How you get the views out of the way and go to the stuff that matters, the engagement.
Yes. It's so important. Like, do you know what I want to say when it comes down to marketing? Look at reality TV, right? People get so invested in reality TV stars and where they get their hair done and the fashion they wear and who's dating who and where they're going on holiday and where they go for dinner, right? So what I want to say is I speak to a lot of women who'll say things like, but who's going to be interested in me? And what I say to them is, they're interested in a reality TV star that's no disrespect here, but they're not known for talent, right? So what I say is, you're talented. You've got gifts. You're bringing something to the table. What we have to do is what you've said there, consistency. So many people let themselves down because they take it personally. So they'll put a post out, maybe it got no likes. Maybe there wasn't a comment on it and they're like, oh, what's the point? No one's paying attention. Here's the deal. I've had it happen, and you see this a lot in marketing, and people will say the people that generally become your clients haven't ever liked a post. They've never commented on your post, but all of a sudden out of the blue, they're sending you a message going, I think I want to work with you. And the reason that that's happened is you showed up every day. You talked about what you do. You were of service. Right? So this is what I can bring to the table for you. You've got this problem. This is how I solve it. This is how we work together. And when you are doing this every single day and adding in your personality, because no one's like you, nobody. I always say to my women, be yourself. Stop worrying about the competition. When you're doing PR, you're only doing you. You're not worrying about what that woman over there is doing or what that man over there is doing. You are staying in your own goddamn lane. You are doing you. Listen, I've called my business, You Are Your Marketing. You want to know why? If I had a client phone me, right? Imagine I've got a client. She's supposed to be on a podcast interview in an hour's time. She calls me up. It would never happen, but I'm giving an example. Imagine she phones me up going, oh, Mel, something's cropped up. I'm not going to make that interview. Could you do it for me? Now, she's never going to ask that question because that's stupid. But secondly, I can't be her because I've not walked in her shoes. And number two, the podcast host wants to interview her, not me. Right. That's why they get her on the show, because she's adding value with her gifts, not me. So if they was to contact me and say, Mel, I'm running late, First of all, I'm going to contact the host and say, really sorry, something's cropped up. I'm very sorry. Can we reschedule? Da, da, da. But I'm never going to say to them, I tell you what, I'll take her place. They're going to go, are you mad? No. So what I'm saying is, be yourself. Don't be afraid to rock the boat. I'm not saying stir shit just to get controversial. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, don't be afraid to just show up and be yourself. Women get very much in their head because they're like, well, what if I get a troll on my comments, on my post rather? Or what if people start laughing at what I'm doing? Or what if people just give me backlash and they're really nasty? And you know what? Do you know what I always say to them? It's an opinion. I don't live my life based on opinions. Their opinion doesn't pay my rent. So you can have all the opinions in the world. And you know something? Here's what's very good. People that get life, right, can see someone online, even though they don't get it. Guess what they do? They just keep scrolling on and get on with their day. They don't have to leave something nasty because they're mature, they're safe with who they are as a person, and they don't need to go out there and be a keyboard warrior and write nasty comments on someone's post just because they're trying to improve their life.
And I say this, if you're going to sit there and dream about being viral, going viral, then you better dream about the trolls and the haters and this and the other. I remember it stands out. Some of you probably, Sherry McQueen, you were around back then. Charles, you too. But I remember I was, man, that felt good. Standout moment, Huffington Post interview. And it was a video interview. And then they took it to, turn it into what they printed. And the last question, I had a feeling she was like trying to trick me, right. And she goes, so last question. What's your recommendation to our readers on how to deal with haters? I was like, I'm the last person you should ask. I don't know nothing about that. Dr. Lauren, come on. Can we be honest here? Everybody has haters. No, everybody chooses to call them that. Dr. Lauren doesn't choose that. I choose I don't have haters. I have closet fans. They love me. They just don't know it yet. That's my job. Why would I want people to blindly follow me? Right? Shut her down. Just shut her down. She was like, oh, just what you said earlier. I never heard it spoken to quite that way. And that is inspirational. And the thing is, it is about how I see it. Because I already know I'm sensitive. I already know that I take things. That's why I keep the 4 agreements right here. So that I remember. That's why they're on the wall right there. Don't take shit personally. Don't make assumptions. You got to set it up based on what you know about yourself. See what I'm saying? And that loops us back to what you said at the beginning about knowing who you are, being consistent with it, being transparent. I'm going to tell you another thing, y'all. Don't leave. If you're getting started or you're halfway down the lane and you left something out from when you were 16, when you were 6 weeks old, or whatever it is, you better go back and find a way to fold it into the recipe, because as soon as they bite into that thing that came out of your kitchen, peanuts, I'm allergic to peanuts. That's that thing you left out. That's that thing you left out. And somebody's going to let people look. Yes or no? When you rise up, don't they start looking for things to turn your story into Swiss cheese? In other words, they want to poke holes in it and make for good ratings. Talk about that, Melanie, about being honest from the very beginning, especially our origin stories.
Well, I want to give this example because I predominantly work with either female coaches or female service providers, and most of them are female coaches, to be honest. There's something that I really dislike about the coaching industry. I love it, but I dislike it at the same time. And what I dislike is...
now, I ain't no woman, but I play one on Facebook. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
What I don't like is this projecting of a perfect life. So, I get to live in this beautiful house and drive this flashy car. And, for you guys in America, I get to spend summer in Europe, and it's all very egocentric. And when I lived in England, I used to be a trading floor secretary. So I used to work with all the investment bankers who were full of ego and, were dripping in Armani and Gucci and drinking Dom Perignon of an afternoon. And I know that world, and that's behind me now. I don't want to be around ego the size of Russia and the bullying attitude and, and just all about them. It was great when I was in it and I loved it, but I don't want it anymore. So what I'm saying is, if you're a coach, you should be wanting to help people. So what you should do is your marketing and your PR should lead with, first of all, your story. Because you're right, people are going to dig. They want to know who you are, what you've been through. And if you're a coach, you should lead by example. So if you're the one saying, I'm going to help you do X, Y, Z, then your past should represent that. You should have walked through the flames of the fire, which has now got you to where you are. And people are like, wow, well, if they've done it, there's hope for me too, which is why they're going to want to hire you. But it's about being true to yourself. So oftentimes women will say things like, oh, but I don't really want to add that in the mix because people will think less of me. And what I always say to them is, I'm never going to force you to say something. To give an example, I could work with a woman who's maybe had a miscarriage. Now, I'm never going to get her to talk about it if she don't want to. It's a personal thing. Right.
Not ready to pick that
she's okay. Yeah, exactly. If she's okay with it, then I will say, if it, rears its head in an interview and someone wants to discuss that, I highly suggest you do, because there will be women out there who are just scrolling through the internet, looking for something, looking for a coach, looking for someone who understands them. There could be a woman who's just had a miscarriage and she sees you tell your story. She's connected to you. She's immediately connected just through that one thing. And guess what happens when you form connection? People pay attention to your marketing. Right now, you can go on any Facebook group and you will see people saying, buy my coaching, my retreat, my book, whatever it is, but you don't know who they are. They're just a stranger online. Right. It's when you make connections and you add value, that's when they pay attention to what you do.
There you go. There you go. Now, before we get out of here, I have a whole bunch of stuff on the list, but and when we get finished here, Melanie, go back through the comments. There are a lot of comments directed directly to you that we didn't have time to get to, but I don't want to miss them. 777 on the screen. Oh, angels, I see y'all. Hold on, I gotta take a picture of that. I capture all of those messages because I send them back to them. Yeah. Listen, before we get out of here, one of the things I cannot stand. Ooh, I can't stand it. Can't stand it. Number one, name droppers. People that think that you and so and I'm like, girl, dude, I ain't got time. I don't know who that is. I remember one time when I first got started, you're sitting next to, what was it like sitting next to Sharon Lecter? What was it like sitting next to Les Brown? I knew Les Brown. I didn't know who Sharon Lecter was because I wasn't familiar with The Secret, right? And I was like, and still, even though I knew who Les was, it wasn't like I was turning my chair and I'm eating off my plate, staring at Les eating. This is another person, right? So name droppers and event groupies. Those of us who are supposed to be doing the healing, I'm not talking about people who go to receive from us, but us who go just to be seen. Hi, my name is so-and-so. I'm on page 12 of your program. And then go home and don't do anything, no connections, no appointments, no ROI, no converting, nothing. Talk about this because I believe you're not ready for PR until you have learned the PR business firsthand. Being your own PR agent. You see what I'm saying? Because that's how you know what works.
Well, let me say, yeah. Right. Okay. So let's go back. Let's rewind and go back to 2024. And in 2024, I knew that the marketing landscape was changing. I could see it clearly. I energetically felt it. I'm very intuitive. And I pay attention to not just what I'm doing, not just what my clients are doing, but I pay attention to everyone. Like, how are people showing up online? What's popular? What's not popular? I like to just take it all in, right? I could see, so like I said to you, a lot of these coaches who love to say, I get to do this and it's all about me, right? I could see that behavior was starting to die out. And I could see that the consumer was showing up like, okay, I need XYZ, who's going to be able to help me? And as we said at the beginning of this call, people are going to go and do due diligence, right? So no one gives a diddly squat that you may have been in an event where you linked arms with Oprah Winfrey, right? Yeah, it's great that you can say Oprah's name in the room. Of course it is. It's going to add some whack. But what they're interested in is, who are you? So they go and do their due diligence. So what I want to say to all of you now, even if like you're listening to me and you're like, well, I'm not a coach and I'm not a service provider, so this doesn't apply to me. It does. If you are marketing your business, pay attention.
Okay.
The marketing landscape has changed. We've now gone into 2025. Okay. I need to say this, and I'm not saying this to stir shit, but it needs to be said.
Sorry.
As much as I knew that the marketing landscape was going to change, this was before we've gone into the year that we've gone into, and look at how things are playing out in America. Okay. And I'm not saying that to stir shit. The reason that I am saying that is you are looking now at very egotistical behavior, right? You're seeing how that's playing out. So what I want to say to you now, no matter if you're a Trump supporter or not, that's not why I'm saying it. What I'm saying is, look at what you're seeing online. For whatever you're seeing online in someone's marketing, is it about them or is it about who they serve? Because if their marketing is so into them, I'm this, I'm that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then they deliver jack shit, there's a problem. So now the consumer is looking at this website and saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm amazing, I'm this. And then you deliver nothing. Guess what happens? They don't have clients. It's a big load of noise. I do PR and I'm a noisy person. I'm noisy by nature, but my noisiness
better
gets
than
results.
naughty by nature.
So
Get it? Naughty by nature, noisy by nature. Listen,
yes,
we overtime already and could have still gone on. Before we leave, I'm gonna drop this on the screen, you guys. If you have access to a handheld device, snatch this off the screen and join us tonight at 7 p.m. Central. Get that code right there. Register for tonight's webinar. And the president of my PR firm for the last 7 or 8 years, Justin Charpentier, will be in the house to co-present with me about a lot of the things we've talked about today and a lot that we haven't. We're going to go down deep inside. We're going all down inside the casserole tonight. We're going down in there. So come on over, scan that code. Melanie, we need to get you back here sometime because I want to get into the difference between international PR. You know what I mean? Because
yes.
you have access to places over there. So I could have Justin here. I could have somebody like you over there. And now I'm truly thinking from a global mindset. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. That's
absolutely.
it. There's Facebook downstairs. Follow her there. And when you go there, you're going to see all the other connectors to the different roads, LinkedIn, so on and so forth. She has a wonderful website. I'm going to drop that. I have it right here. It is youareyourmarketing.com. We're going to drop that in the comment section. And we've already dropped the Facebook in there. I'm putting it in right now. Here's the website, you guys, inside your comment section. I have just dropped it in there. Now, go over and check out all the things. She's a no-nonsense approach kind of girl and woman. I don't want to get slapped. Just head over and check her out. Love your energy. Love your hair. Love your little reference to the net today. And I don't think I didn't get it. I said, look at her talking about the net. She got on her little fishnet top. Okay. I love it, girl. Listen, great job. Seriously. Your energy is over the top, and that's what it needs to be that PR biatch, the boss. That's right. So thank you. And I really want to talk to you. Hang out backstage for about 5 minutes if you could. Seriously, I want to put something together. Thank you. And listen, thank you guys. I'm sorry I kept you a couple minutes over today, but come on tonight. Come on, 7 o'clock. It's the first part of a 4-part series all about your brand messaging, everything about you, your face, everything, everything is a part of your message, the whole package, right? When we're gone, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, they're not going to remember our names 100 years from now. In most cases, they won't even recognize our faces, but it is our stories, what we left, that will heal people, that will serve people, and will bring people together. It will live on their tongues because it was emblazoned on their hearts, and it'll stay there throughout time. Know this and know that it is available for you. I'm Dr. Lauren. I want to thank you for being here. Tomorrow morning, I'll be here again, God willing, out on the front porch at 8 a.m. Central, so we can have another one of these great illuminated conversations. Now, get out of here, and don't you dare let my screen door slam on the way out. And remember, Dr. Lauren loves you, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. I'll see you guys. Melanie, great job. You guys, I love you. Get out of here. Find a knee and an R and take it from great to greater. Bye. Have a good one. Melanie, girl, you nailed it. See you guys. Mwah.
Oh, thank you.
Show me your soul. Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul.